the significance of Bermuda to the humpback whales is that this is not simply a transitory corridor. The middle of the ocean is as important to their lives as their feeding grounds or their breeding grounds. And I've seen one whale here over a 3-week period, for example. So clearly they're not just passing through. What are they doing here? They are feeding here opportunistically on the edges of the platform where there's upwelling. They're nursing their calves here because they've already traveled 1,000 miles and the calves are tired. So they need to rest and load up with more milk. One of the most important things that I think I'm discovering is that they are singing here and aggregating into large groups to move as a convoy further north. And it makes sense that they would do that. First of all, the majority of the whales that we see have got orca bite marks on them. And that occurred somewhere up north. So it makes sense for them to meet in the middle of the ocean and move in a convoy for protection to get through the gauntlet of orcas up north somewhere. And also, I mean, it's just a lot more fun to be traveling with other whales, I think. I mean, they're highly social animals. And another thing that I see here is that they're just enjoying each other's companies. And I see these groups of males. I saw this last week, groups of males just hanging around here and dancing around each other for hours in this sort of balletic performance. We're seeing behavior here that we do not see anywhere else. You know, in the feeding grounds, they've got an agenda to eat. In the breeding grounds, they've got an agenda to fight. But here we're seeing all kinds of activity. On Saturday, I was out at dawn and I got some wonderful aerial footage of a humpback whale singing. And he's got his head down and his tail up. And he sings for about 20 minutes, and then he slowly came up backwards. His tail came out of the water. You couldn't see anything moving on his body. I don't know how he did it. He comes to the surface, he breathes 3 or 4 times, then he puts his nose down and starts singing again. So they're singing deliberately to meet up with their mates and let everyone know that they're there and hopefully form some new friendships or meet some old friends and carry on up north. I'm seeing more whales at this time of the year than I've ever seen before. But the really interesting thing is that if it's a whale that was seen before, guess what? It was on these dates before. And so one of the things that we're finding is that they maintain fidelity not only to their migratory route, but also to their timetable. So they're on the Gregorian calendar, just like us, which is based on the solar calendar. And there's a remarkable similarity in the dates that we see these whales. If it's early March, it'll be an early March whale. If it's late April, it'll be a late April whale. So that indicates to me that we're not actually seeing a salient shift in the movement of these whales. It's just that we might have better weather right now. We're seeing them more than we would normally.